Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make us shine so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy. What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ. And we back like we never left. Yeah, we back in the building with another video reaction. And I'm really excited about this one because we've been checking out Jesse Peterson. And I did know that Jesse Peterson had a little sit down with Patrisses Cullors, which is actually, I guess, one of the, advocates, somewhat of a leader of BLM. And we're going to be checking this one out to see how Jesse Peterson kind of interacts with her in regards to like the questions and what they were talking about in regards to this interview.
Okay. Oh, this should be interesting. I wonder if he's asking her about like the movement in general. Or what, you don't even know what he asking about?
Have to check it out.
Okay, well, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
I have with me Patrisses Marie Cullors. She is an artist, organizer, and freedom fighter on the Black Lives Matter team. A call to action in response to the way their lives are being devalued. Patrisses, welcome to the show and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
All right. How did you get involved with Black Lives Matter?
Actually, myself, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tameti, after the George Zimmerman acquittal last year, we created the hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Uh-huh.
And we created that hashtag from a place of grief, but also from a place of wanting to declare that Black lives matter, and that is important that we, as a nation, really look at the problems of race in this country. And then, obviously, this year the hashtag has just taken on a life of its own. And myself and Darnell Moore, we co-organized a Black Lives Matter ride to St. Louis Ferguson, the third week after the uprisings there. And so we organized over 600 people, Black people, to drive into St. Louis and Ferguson. We stayed there for 2 days. And I think at that point, the hashtag was brought back to over 20 plus cities.
That's amazing. And you're located here in L.A., right?
Yep, Los Angeles.
Okay, so that's how it all started.
With a hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah, it started with George Zimmerman.
So,
with the
so
acquittal.
initially then she had a good place, coming from a good place in terms of like where it all started from originally. Yeah,
because she's speaking in regards to, it's coming from grief,
Right.
And I can completely like understand in regards to what she's speaking in regards to. She wasn't saying that we the only ones that matter. She's just bringing the awareness to like, wow, we feel like Trayvon was killed senselessly, and the person that killed him, got off,
right.
was acquitted for it, and they're just like, dang, like,
yeah,
Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Angeles, California.
Explain to us some of the demands of Black Lives Matter.
One of our biggest demands that we're going to be really working on for this upcoming year is calling on local city councils and county governments to look at how they're allocating funding specifically towards law enforcement and not into alternatives in our communities like jobs, housing, access to healthy food. And so we're going to be really trying to pass resolutions at city councils and county governments as well as in Congress to push forward a model that would really look at how we can figure out how our communities can be resourced. That's not just about resourcing law enforcement.
So you're using this occasion to get more government finance or programs into the Black community?
Exactly.
But isn't that's one of the primary reasons that Black people are, not all but most, are so morally bankrupt is because government has been taking care of them for the last 50 or 60 years or so. Government is hurting them rather than helping them. Why do you want more government programs in the black community?
I think that it's, I mean, I don't know if it's government that's been morally bankrupt.
No, well, it's the
or
government
black
that
folks
has
been
helped.
morally
Right.
bankrupt by the lack of government services.
No, not the lack of. Too much government support has devalued black Americans.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think there hasn't been enough support. I think.
Ooh, what do you think?
She's saying we feel like it hasn't been enough support. They're kind of getting into the thick of it. I kind of want to hear a little bit more in regards to how she responds to him saying that, less government programs, because that's what she's kind of advocating for, is more government programs, more government assistance, just in regards to like government funding. And he's sitting here saying he feels like that's what's devalued the black community in regards to too much government programs.
And giving too much resources to the law enforcement, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I think there hasn't been enough support. I think especially for me, growing up in Los Angeles, I grew up in poverty and I watched my mother work 3+ jobs, barely was able to see her. And as I went to school, I witnessed how mostly communities of color, black communities, were segregated even in our own schools, tracked into sort of lower education. And I think that the government hasn't actually done enough for black people.
Amazing. Were you born out of wedlock?
No, I was not.
So your father was in the home?
Yes.
And yet the two of them could not raise a family?
Not with. I don't understand your question. Could not raise a family.
Did your father work?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he worked for GM Van Nuys.
And your mother worked as well?
She sure did.
Well, why were you poor?
I have no idea. I think because we live in a capitalist system that some people have a lot of wealth and some people don't.
You don't support capitalism?
I think what I support is families being able to feed their children regularly.
Like when she said that her mom like worked 3 jobs, why she didn't say anything about like her dad or anything like that? She didn't bring him up like at all.
He asked a valid question though.
Because I was like, when she said like 3 jobs, mom working 3 jobs, I didn't get a chance to see her. I'm just like, well, I guess you can kind of come to the conclusion that her dad isn't even around, and he had to like kind of like peel that out of her. Like, no, my dad was around too, and he worked here and there. Okay.
That sounds a little bit suspect.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, because if you did grow up poor, there's a possibility that, like, I can see, like, I thought she was about to say, she said her dad worked for GM, like
GM Van Nuys in California, yeah.
I don't know what that is. I'm just saying, I don't know what that is. But the fact that you had 2 parents and one of them was working 3 jobs, and your father sounds like he had a solid job. Why were you poor? What's your definition of poor? That you couldn't go get everything and anything that you wanted? Or was poor that you had a sustainable life that allowed you to eat when you were hungry, you had a roof over your head, you had running water, and you just couldn't go to the Nike store every time you wanted to go buy some new shoes? Like,
I just
is that poor?
Nah. Right. It depends on what level of poor you think, that you mentally feel like that you've been raised in. Okay. But it's just weird that he had to pull that out of her in regards to like her father. Like she just didn't kind of openly offer that information.
Yeah.
And I think the current system that we live under doesn't allow for all families to live a life of dignity. Do you support capitalism? I support systems that support communities, and in this current government, it's not about capitalism or not. I think it's more about who's taken care of and who's not taken care of. Do you support capitalism? I'm not understanding your question. Do you support capitalism or not?
Did she hang up?
She hung up.
Call her back.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe she was going through a tunnel.
Get her back. See if she'll come back. Call her again.
She had to look up what that means.
Before
My
she
question
responded.
was quite simple. Do you support capitalism or not? And the answer is no. I believe, but she wouldn't say it. She support more government. See, folks, this is what's going on in America. They want more government.
Not even that. I feel like that she does support capitalism to a degree. Maybe she doesn't openly support capitalism, but I think privately she probably supports capitalism. I mean, you know, just look at like the allegations and things of that nature that came out recently, just in regards to BLM and things that were kind of attached to her being a co-founder in regards to like the real estate property, you know, the missing allocated funds that they received. Like, I feel like you capitalizing on a situation. So that's capitalism in itself. So it's like when someone asks you, do you support capitalism?
I would hang up
like,
the phone too if I was capitalizing. What you mean? Like, and a part of an organization that's pushing for government assistance to be put into poverty, rundown type of neighborhoods. Like, so low key, I'm gonna hang up on you too.
Right.
Don't ask me that question.
Right. But on the same side, like you said, you know, you're asking for more government assistance so you can, you know, more government assistance in certain areas of like poverty-stricken areas, you know, black communities. But at the same time, I mean, I feel like she's still capitalizing. So
very much so.
I feel like she supports it privately.
Yeah.
James is feeling sorry for her. She thought you got smart. James so weak. I feel your pain. James, my producer, is trying to get this woman back. She hung up on me.
The question was too hard.
You can tell when they don't want to tell the truth about the question. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're asking me. She blamed capitalism for the problem. That's why her parents could not afford to come to her to take care of her. And so I asked, do you support capitalism? And she went all around the question, would not answer the question, and then she hung up.
Wow.
Wonder why. Why did she hang up?
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, you got somebody
888-7753-773. I'm waiting to see. Oh, James said she did.
We didn't go back on the phone.
Up. We know what that means. When we come back, she's gonna get the chicken song. James, call her back.
We gotta hear the chicken song. Yeah, we gotta hear that chicken song.
Get the chicken song. Then she put her tail between her legs and ran. She doesn't want that. In L.A., I have with me Patrisses Marie Cullors, and she is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. She hung up on me. She ran. She put her tail between her legs and ran. She is out of L.A., so she can't be running that. Let me look over South Central Way and see if I see that woman. Going down Crenshaw.
Wow.
All the way down to Hoover.
Manchester, Maine.
Vermont. Here is the chicken song from Patrisses Marie Cullors. Black Lives Matter. One of the founders. This is for you, Patrisses Marie Cullors.
Answer me. Answer me.
She is gone. Ain't no use in praying for her anymore. She's gone. Let's go to Baba Go To God of Los Angeles. Baba Go To God, welcome to the show, sir.
That was epic. I mean, not just the chicken song, but the fact that she cut. I think she may have the record for the quickest cut, the quickest cut and run on your show. I don't know, Andre. I don't want to stress your staff for research like that, but I'm sure she's one of the quick ones.
I'm telling you. And she is part of Black Lives Matter, but no courage.
And the deal is, most of the people who run, since I've been listening to the show, they get upset. They threaten to leave. You know, there's a little drama. There's a little, you start to back down a little bit and say, "Oh no, don't run, no," and then they go. But this one just appeared like she was some Sabrina the Witch or something.
I'm telling you.
And
I'm starting to really like dig Jesse Peterson, because I feel like even like going back to like another video that we did in regards to him, I like that he asks like the tough questions and he doesn't take like no for an answer in regards to like letting somebody like breeze over a question that they don't really want to answer. It's like I like how he holds their feet to the fire and like
he's
I want to, you know, and he just wants an answer to that question,
yeah,
you know.
He's good at, you know, digging for the truth out of somebody, like, and he doesn't do it in a abrasive way. It's almost like he keeps his composure. It's so cool that he does that throughout the interview, because she asked him 3 times, like, what do you mean? He's like, do you believe in capitalism?
And then by the 3rd time, he starts spelling it so he can simplify it for us. But he was like,
do you believe, like, you know? But the thing is that if she can't come back with an honest answer, like, if you can't be honest with, like, how you feel about something, like, the best thing to do is just disconnect yourself and not answer the question. And not answer the question, because you won't be held accountable for your thoughts or your actions to that question. But particularly where he got her from was, she was contradicting herself from the very beginning, like with the parents, like how she started talking about her mom working 3 jobs but never made mention of the father in the home. But then she said that they were poor. Then it went from that to, you know, obviously what the hashtag meant, what Black Lives Matter meant, and then, you know, pushing the agenda of like wanting to add more government into these rundown or poverty environments or neighborhoods, if you will, and stop giving so much resources to the law enforcement. However, when she's the one that is collecting a lot of money, all these homes, millions of dollars a home, like funds and homes and God knows what else there is out there that she has been able to purchase with funding from BLM. But you know, how can you not agree with capitalism if it's working out for you?
If it's working out for you privately,
and the best way possible. You got $1 million homes sitting out there.
And I feel like that's why she didn't want to answer that question, because if any of that other information got out, it's showing that she does support capitalism.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All I was asking if does she believe in capitalism? She was on a landline, so no problem with the phones or anything. That woman ran. She was on a cell phone, James is telling me. She put her tail between her legs because she was trying to get all around answering that question about capitalism. And this is why I tell the folks who are on the side of good, of the truth, do not be afraid of these people. They don't have courage. They only have courage if you act intimidated.
You know, I think what started it, though, if you want to get into specifics of this call, is that when you started to question, well, wait a minute, you weren't poor. Both your parents worked. He worked at GM. I'm telling you, he's not poor.
Right.
He said exactly what I just, y'all have not heard an ounce of this interview, like nothing, okay? He literally just is saying what I just said.
They get benefits like crazy.
And she said,
the pay is great.
And she said Mama was working so much that she didn't see much of her, so they had some buku money coming in.
Oh, they did. But, you know, they like to pretend, you know, that they're down with the cause. And to be down with the cause, like the Obamas, you have to fake like you had or like Hillary Clinton did. You have to fake like you had a real tough upbringing.
Yeah. Kristen out of Michigan, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, good morning. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Hey, I thought we'd get a little tap dancing scene, but that last guest was a full-on magician. She did the vanishing act.
I'm telling you.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
It's funny, man. Yeah.
And James, my producer, was afraid of her when he was talking to her on the phone because she was black and she sounded so tough. And he was shaking in his boots.
Oh, no, she pulled the David Copperfield, man. She was she was gone.
Poof.
Oh, man. But, yeah, you know, it kind of sounded shady when you were questioning her because she only mentioned her mother. working 3 jobs. She never mentioned her father until you asked about it.
Yes.
She said he worked at GM, and I'm like, okay, there's no way she was poor. Father working at GM, mother having 3 jobs, just no way. She's probably making a lot of that stuff up.
All lies.
But yeah, I wanted to ask her, you know, why is it all of a sudden Black Lives Matter? All these gang members and thugs in the neighborhood killing innocent black folks left and right. Why didn't it matter before? You know, why is it all of a sudden when there's white cops to go after, you want to hashtag this and hashtag that?
And then talk about defunding the police.
You're not hashtagging out here in the hood. I don't see you out here protesting in the hood with all these gang members and drug dealers.
Innocent lives
That's right.
matter.
She didn't have to go to Ferguson. She could have just gone right on over to South Central.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. She's in L.A., one of the top murder capitals of black people. You know, black on black crime. But you know what they say about these liberals. I got a quick joke for you. What do you call a bunch of liberals in the basement?
Wait, what did that say?
Joke for you.
Yes, it's been there, done that. They even are insensitive to some of my evangelical friends. I just blocked him, so please don't bring him in my mentions. I hung up on him 10 minutes into the interview.
What do you call a bunch of liberals in the basement?
I don't know.
A wine cellar.
Oh, boy. That's a good one.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody at Bond.
Get that man some cheese.
Thank you, my friend, and same back to you. I appreciate you. Greg, Wilmington, Delaware.
Hey, Jesse, you really plucked that chicken quickly.
Man, she was, at the blinking of an eye, she was gone.
You know, as soon as she came on, one of the clues was she thought because they came up with some hashtag name that they had really done something.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could just feel by the way she was saying it. And then as soon as you got to any kind of truth whatsoever, it was just like gone. You know, it is funny that the thing that, I don't know why, but this popped into my head during the start of your interview. We need to bring back, maybe you could channel him, we need to bring back Booker T. Washington. Because he's, you know, Booker T., if you read his book, right?
Yeah, I love it. That's one of my heroes.
Yeah, and one thing he stressed is, like, do the basics. Like, even people in his college, like, this is how we clean, this is how we take care of ourselves. And these people, they do not understand the basics of life. I really do not think they do.
Wow.
Oh, I got to go in right quick. I got to go in.
Wow.
I got to go in. Can I go in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, just even going back to like a couple of videos that we did in regards to like Candace Owens speaking in regards to Patrisses Cullors and going to like one of the properties and speaking to her over the phone and things like that. You kind of saw how she kind of plays the victim.
Yeah. You
know, in a lot of situations, and I kind of see that here too as well, kind of playing the victim to a degree or trying to. Just in regards to, like I said, you know, when he asked her just those general questions about her upbringing, and she just talked about her mom, because she tried to make it in regards to making it seem like her mother was a single mother, and her mom wasn't at home, and it was almost like you had to use your own context clues to be like, okay, well, I guess the dad wasn't there because she didn't say nothing about him. She only talked about her mom. So with her saying that and kind of just leaving that out, making it to where Jesse had to kind of go after her and ask her those questions, it's kind of the same thing. You're getting like the same type of attitude. You're getting like the same type, just the same everything in regards to like other interviews that she's done where people got to ask her in-depth questions for her to answer them. And then when she kind of gets kind of blindsided by questions that she can't answer, it's like she kind of just runs or gets very, very vague. And for her to be a co-founder of...
Maybe she shouldn't be the spokesperson. No,
she shouldn't be the co-founder either. Because like I said, she goes around and she speaks to people on platforms, and... You know, if you're not able like to stand in there and answer simple questions, I mean, are you a capitalist or are you not? You know, that's like that's a very simple question that I feel like anybody can answer. I can even answer that question. Am I a capitalist or am I not?
Right.
So it's like with him asking her that question on the radio on his platform, and she kind of just runs from that question. It just raises a whole lot of other question marks just regarding her, and not just her, but BLM,
right,
and everything that they stood for, even at the start of the hashtag.
Yeah, I would agree. I said my little piece. I do feel like, like
we need some people to chime in on this one right here, because I was very surprised in regards to how she responded to this.
I was too. I wasn't expecting for her to just hang up. I was like, I thought they would just go ask that question and keep moving, but. When you get to the tough, when tough gets going, the going gets tough.
That's what they say.
To go.
That's what they say.
She was out. Like, I'm not answering none of those questions, and because she probably knew where it was gonna go. Had she said no, she was damned if she did and damned if she didn't. Because either way, it could have went. It was gonna be a contradictory story. She started out lying from jump. Like, no, girl. Like, 1 + 1 does not equal 2 here. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's just not. So I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think about this.
Yeah, I need a lot of people to chime in regards to this one. I was very, very surprised that she really like ran like that, especially like being a co-founder of such a big movement.
Right. Yeah.
That's huge for me.
Yeah.
That's huge for me, and I'm a brother. So wow.
If y'all enjoyed this, be sure you give us a big thumbs up.
Sure.
Like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell, join the family, and if ain't nobody else told you, I love you. We're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Peace out.
Yeah.